You're listening to Voice of the People USA Radio Network, heard in 98 countries with over 64 million listeners a month. We stream live 24/7 on our website, www.vopusaradio.com. You can also download our app for free on Android and Apple so you can listen live anytime and never miss a show. Be sure to subscribe to us on our Rumble and YouTube channels at VOPUSA Radio and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at VOPUSA Radio. We want to thank you for being part of the free speech revolution. Next up is an exclusive interview with Dan Smriglio and an incredible guest from the Believers Summit in West Palm Beach, Florida.
My name is David Fischer. I am a producer with Angel Studios and running all their business affairs and acquisitions. So every project that comes through, I want to take a look at it. I want to make sure that it's the right kind of thing to bring to the world. Angel Studios can be found on www.angel.com.
That's
right?
awesome.
And we want to just bring a whole new way of approaching media and entertainment to the world.
I love it. Well, obviously, thank you so much. I know who you are, and I know Angel Studios, honestly. So it's really cool to talk with somebody who's actually, again, I was telling you a little bit about who we are, and we've been up against it, pretty much when you're not funded by anybody, you're not sponsored by anybody, it's rough,
Exactly.
We have to work, and I went from military to law enforcement to activist to, you do all these rallies for years, and then this guy reaches out and says, how do you hold rallies in multiple capitals at once? I said, hard work and dedication. Cool. We're with the Tea Party. We're going to do something like that. Then they come out with this multi-million-dollar campaign. I'm like, oh, congratulations. Can we work together? You're not welcome in our movement. Like,
oh, no.
So you see where the tide turns, you know? So I want to ask you, what brought you into this world? What brought you into this side of it instead of, because my wife is somebody who was in Hollywood, LA, music industry, and she didn't sell her soul. She left it and does everything on her own now.
That's right.
So what brought you into this and do it, as I say, the right way?
Listen, Dan, I mean, storytelling is where it's at, period. Right? And we have been taking in storytelling our whole lives. And we're told stories by our parents. We're told stories by our coaches in school. We're told stories by so many different people. Why not tell stories through one of the most powerful mediums, one of the most powerful vehicles in the world today, which is feature film and television? Amen. We know that stories that matter need to get at that level. Amen. And so as I was kind of going through college in my own day and figuring out how I wanted to be a storyteller, I saw this industry as something that was unparalleled and unrivaled when it came to the ability to reach the masses. And I watched people go out ahead of me, and I saw a lot of the people that I feel like, in a lot of ways, we stand on the shoulders of those pioneers that were getting into the faith adjacent space, the space that really tries to bring great values to the table. And when I saw what Angel Studios was about, I'm a film producer, and I brought my film to the table for Angel Studios to look at. This was over a year ago. I engaged with the Angel Studios Guild. This was a brand new concept. Let's give anyone that wants to be a guild member can join. Yeah. This isn't about some exclusive group of people. Anyone that wants to be a guild member, you go on angel.com/guild. Join the guild. It would be like, it would honestly be like if Netflix reached out to you as a member and said, hey, we want you to vote on these next 10 projects. Tell us which one we should pick. Yeah. And you had the opportunity to do that. And then Netflix continued to communicate with you about how the project's doing, when it's coming out, how you can support it, how you can get involved with it, special access to how the project was put together behind the scenes, direct links to the people that are involved in the project. It'd be a pretty cool experience. And that is what Angel has done. We've said we're going to flip the model. We're not going to have a small group of people, executives in a room at any company that drives us. I could name a whole bunch. Oh, yeah. And it's just really 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are making the decision for the next set of content that we see. We're actually going to let you, the audience, make a decision. That's so cool. When I saw that, I was like, I want to be a part of that. I brought my film to the table. Angel got it out after the guild said, we want to see my movie. It was called Sight. Yeah. We want to see Sight. Great movie. It was released. Thank you. It was released in May. We killed it in the box office. Was very, very happy. $7.3 million in the box, 2,100 screens. You know, that's like part of the 1% club, man.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get that kind of screen count. And Angel put its weight behind this movie, which is transformative. And then I got into a conversation with Angel and the Harmon brothers, and they said, David, we want you on the team. We want you to help amplify light, which is to go out and make movies that matter with us. So I've come on board to help curate and put the right kinds of deals together for all future filmmakers to do their movies with Angel, to do their TV series with Angel.
That's so cool. Excuse my language. That's just badass.
Thank you, man.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, you see, and that inspires me because it's weird. I feel like the old man in the room at 41 years old. I come to these things now. This is my second Media Row ever. We're doing this in 2007. It's my second time. And I'm around here. I'm like, my God, all these young people, and they're getting involved. I'm like, where were you back in the day? I'm like, I needed this.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
It's been a rough road. And obviously, you're in a very difficult industry to do something positive in an industry that, let's face it, it caters towards darkness. It caters towards various genres, which basically don't have a message other than pull people away from the positive. Pull people, you know, I look at Hollywood as perverse. I think a lot of the stuff done is, you know, I'm a Christian. I'm a lapsed Catholic, I call myself. I was raised Catholic. I don't have enough money for that, and my moral compass doesn't change with the Pope. But nevertheless, it's one of those deals where I see what they do because I fight these people. I hate saying this because people are, who's they? Well, if you don't know who they are, the power structure that try to destroy you. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. I'm a regular person that just goes out there and fights. And I confront. I don't sit and pray for my enemies. I want to fight the enemies of evil because I see that they're trying to divide people, pull people from God, pull people from themselves. This whole campaign about mental health is actually a promotion of suicide. I'm a veteran, and so many veterans are committing suicide. So they're not there to help them. They want population control. They want these things. That's not for this. But I'm just saying it's refreshing to see somebody actually trying to make a change in something that's so inherently been corrupted and used as a propaganda mechanism to then be this and be successful. That gives someone like me hope because I still feel like the new guy in the room, even though it's 17 years later. But that's such a positive thing and it's uplifting. So where do you take this now? Like, where do you continue to go with this mission? Do you expand? Do you what's next?
I think what Angel Studios wants to be is another 100-year company. We are not about personalities. We are about actually making a company that respects the good, the true, and the beautiful. And we recognize that not everything is broken, actually, in Hollywood. There's a lot that we want to take advantage of and that great filmmakers are trying to engage. And I have met extraordinary people in LA that are in the culture fight, that are in the battle, trying to make a difference.
Yep.
And so we're going to be about building our guild membership. If we can actually get our guild membership to 1 million, members, we don't even say subscribers because we're partnering with people.
Yeah.
So we like to talk about it like membership. When you come on board with the guild and you build, that all of a sudden gives us a stable kind of foundation to continue to launch the kinds of messaging and content that our children need. Yeah. The kind of stuff that my wife and I want to put the kids to bed and watch a show together.
Yeah.
We don't have those kinds of options. We're constantly accosted by the kind of content that's hitting our lives and our families' lives. So
of course,
we want to be a place that is trusted, but that also is rising the level, the tide. We want to bring the kind of quality of filmmaking and directing and producing to another level. And I think that we're proving that when you see a movie like Sound of Freedom, and you see Jim come out, Caviezel, and kill it for us. That is the kind of stuff that we want to make. You see Cabrini, Alejandro Monteverde's next project that he did that we released earlier this year. The cinematic feel of Cabrini, it is a masterpiece. You have to see Cabrini. You look at projects like Sight, like Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. What's coming? Bonhoeffer. Oh man,
wow.
I'm telling you, bro. Bonhoeffer, November 22nd. We'll be showing an entire trailer, kind of giving the clip today.
That's so
on
cool.
stage. Bonhoeffer is a story that everybody needs to know because when you look at where Germany was at in the late 30s, early 40s, and you see the rise of the Nazi Party and what the Church of Germany had to do. And they didn't. They didn't speak up. I mean, we heard Trump last night.
Yeah.
We heard Carson.
Yeah.
Last night. They said we have to get out to the vote.
Yes.
We have to get out to the vote and vote. And they didn't tell us how to vote. Yeah. They didn't tell us what to vote. You know,
just to get out
and vote. Be a part of the process. Don't sit back and be quiet. And we need that from our, you know, if you are a pastor and you're getting up to speak at your pulpit and deliver your sermon, speak your heart.
Yeah.
Speak your heart.
Be unafraid.
Tell us where you're at. Be courageous, because we need that. If you are, you know, we just need to be courageous these days, man. And so I look at it and I go, Bonhoeffer is meant for this time. And you track along with that journey that he took, pastor, spy, assassin.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on. What? Are you kidding me? The guy that wrote prolifically, a theologian.
Yeah.
Those words don't usually go with a theologian. So we look at this and we go, we want to deliver. I mean, it is a beautifully shot movie. It is beautifully acted. I think the world is going to see something extraordinary November 22nd in Bonhoeffer.
That's awesome. Well, something I want to say, because I know you're a busy guy. I know you're speaking. You got so much to do. But if you ever have the time, I'd love to do a longer interview with you on the main show. You know, it's virtual, obviously. Yeah, if you ever have the time. But I love what you guys do. I believe in it so much. You know, just know that some of us on the ground level, you know, we're trying to do this, and you give us inspiration. You know, and again, I want to give you something over here too for my wife, you know, just so you can see. We have Voice of Freedom Records. We have a whole little Voice of People voice, you know, it's a whole thing.
Thank you.
My wife is actually, again, she traveled the world musician. She was in LA and Hollywood, left it, and she's in the process of putting out her first album. That's her first track, and to do a tribute to Bringers of the Light, you know, God to the people in the fight now. And it's something that, you know, we're trying to push. And we don't have, you know, I work, you know, I do the thing and we pay out of pocket for this. But when you believe and you're called to something, that's the most important thing, to engage in the fight. I always say there's always a section of people that say, I don't have to get involved because Jesus is coming. I say, it's great. Unless he RSVP'd with you, God helps those who helps himself. You have to fight, you know? There's a place for the prayer warriors, and there's a place for us, the ones that get down and dirty. And I don't care. And I know that sounds wrong, but God put it in my heart to be a fighter. And if I got to take the hatred and everything else, that's fine. If you could do some good and combat the evil, it's a net positive. And what you do is so cool. Sight was awesome. I mean, obviously, Sound of Freedom is amazing. I can't wait for Bonhoeffer, because I love this stuff. I love history, and World War II is very big, and the story there.
I can't wait for you to see it.
I look forward to it. But honestly, I want to thank you so much. Again, how can people find you?
Angel.com.
That's
easy.
Where
you're gonna find it.
That's so easy. I love it. Thank you so much for your time. I know it was last minute because you're busy. God bless you. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy.
God bless you. Thank you.
You've been listening to Voice of the People USA Radio Network. Be sure to subscribe to us on our Rumble channel at VOP USA Radio, as well as on our YouTube channel and on Instagram and Twitter at VOP USA Radio. We stream live 24/7 on our website, www.vopusaradio.com. We want to thank you for being part of the free speech revolution.